What's up, everybody? Working chest, biceps, and gonna be some side delt. So just getting warmed up here. So with the cables, working on the upper pecs here. You can see with the incline of the bench, then I have weight on both sides. Really trying to keep the mark. I'll move you in a little bit. Trying to keep the mark on the chin. That chin path with the clavicle, that's where I'm trying to aim that those cables to press through there. And I like the cables better than the barbell based on like past injuries in my elbows, my AC joint. So the cables feel like I get, instead of just a barbell with a push just like this, a cable, you get this triangle, and that triangle comes to the medial line. And that's where you get that flex from this forearm into here. That's why I like the cables. Really good for warm up for chest. So I've been just progressively warming up. That was my first set. I'm going to add 5 pounds per side. And then have my drink while I'm going on. Welcome to the chat, you guys. Doing some chest. If you are an old guy like me, 51 years old, getting it real, natural pro bodybuilder, working my way back into it. Okay, let's go. Remember that press up through the chest. And don't lock out the elbows. Keep the time under tension with a good squeeze at the top. Just don't lock out. Keep the tension on the chest the whole time. Try not to let the triceps take over. Yeah. And then always write your stuff down. That was my second set. And I got to add up my weight. And then just take that small break in between. Anyone else trying to look for that upper chest? I find the upper chest the hardest to grow. See how when you press in to the middle, you can see the upper chest. That's what you want. When you're out here doing an incline bench, you're going to get out here, but you're never going to get into those upper pectoral clavicular insertions. So that means it has to come in here. So anything crossing midline or punching up through midline, you'll see those today, and I'll show you. If you got questions, just let me know. And at the top, keeping the tension on, right? When you get to the top, people will lock out. And if you lock out, look at the tricep. It flexes. You don't want it. You want all the tension to be here. And I have my chair in a perfect spot with a longer chain. So when I get down, I can just roll into the press without hurting my pecs. Awesome. That's 3 sets so far on there. Hey, what's up? I don't know where I've got my glasses on. I got to keep peeking through my glasses, you guys. Hi, how's it going? Hey, Crystal, Canela, Bird, welcome, welcome. We're gonna do some chest, boom, 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 some biceps. If you hear the yelling, that's my son in the next room playing video games. I did a workout with him yesterday. If you want to go check that out. Okay, I'm gonna add another 5 pounds, and that'll be my last set. The big question I get is the dual cable. If you have like an injury or you have a weaker arm stronger than the other, the weaker arm can really play catch up rather than just doing a barbell. A barbell, that dominant arm will always kick in when the weaker side is tired. So we need to get the individual arms. Oh. Good job. The last one barely. So I'm going to keep the weight. I went from upper pecs. Now I'm going to go middle to low pec. I'm just going to change my incline. Just clicked it up once. And then I press more out this way. K-pop, how you doing, man? Like the video, guys, subscribe. We're going to be going live, my son and I, for his training, and he's 11. So we did an awesome workout the other day, a circuit for him. He's really gotten strong. He's a swimmer and a hockey player. Right now, I'm getting back into shape for another bodybuilding show. I do hold 2 pro cards in natural bodybuilding. So just working my way back. Being 51, it takes a little time. But I'm up for it. What else am I going to do? Okay. We're going to go 10 more pounds aside because the angles change, so I'll be stronger here. This should be a challenging 2 sets, but I'm pressing more out horizontal. Whoa, that was a good one. Write it down so you know what you did. And then take that rest. If you guys got questions, let me know. Fire away again. Working around upper chest. Right now, we're going to go mid chest. Then we're going to go inner chest with a different type of push up. Remember, everything, watch the upper humerus. When you push in, that flexes the midline. So if we want to pose for midline, that's what we want when we're posing that side. Same here. You got to get up and get posed. And that's the injured shoulder. It doesn't want to go open. So that's why we train both sides. So try that with the incline. Start out for the upper clavicle insertions for the pectorals and press up through the chin line and then down, never letting a lockout. Do 4 sets, and then the chair's down, lift the chair up a tiny bit, and then go more horizontal out, but still focusing on upper pec, mid pec, but that triangle squeeze, the humeruses going biceps to the mid pec. And technical failure on the 2 sets. That's all you need. Normally people are asking me, hey, how much are you lifting? That was 95 pounds for each arm. Feels different on the cables, but also super, super good. Okay, let's transition out of this. And get my kettlebell. So that's all I'm doing for that part of the chest. Now I'm going to focus a little bit on the tricep, but more on the inner chest. For the tricep, when you go like what I'm going to do on top of a kettlebell, my goal is to just see how that mid range goes. It's a stretch on the pec, stretch, and then push, push. I'm not locking out to lock out the tricep. I don't want the load on the tricep. I want it here. If I wanted the load on the tricep, I'd go to the full range, right? So this is what I'm going to do here. Just a good tempo. a good squeeze. Chest is already pre-fatigued, but I got to make sure I'm rested, or else you'll just see the reps start to peter off the whole time, just peter off. We don't want that. We want good quality sets. So these can be called a diamond push-up. Thanks for the heart. A diamond push-up, heart to heart. Just don't lock out because we don't want the tricep. We want mid-range, mid-chest. Okay, I think you can see down there. I'll sneak it up a bit, move my book over. So it's a kettlebell, won't move, it's 75 pounds, but I'm gonna put my hands on it like this, then directly decline down. Then write it down. I kept my butt up because I want more of this. My butt's up. If my butt goes down, see that change? It'll go more lower pec. That's going to be my last set. Right now, I'm going to go top set. Then you'll give me all the lights. Much appreciated. It's hard for an old guy like me to come on here, to get out of his shell, and to do this. When I'm on with my son who's 11, I mean, what did we have? 400 something views or something like that. When it's just me, I don't get a lot of views. Old guy training, but that's okay. Inside here, special concoction. Water, a little bit of beet juice, a little bit of OJ, a little bit of salt. Good for muscle contractions. Also good for NO2. You get that stuff in pre-workout. You can get it with beet juice, nitric oxide. Good for the pump. Okay, another set. I'm not gonna have my butt so high. That's a good pump. That's a good pump. That's what you're after. We're trying to get that middle pumperoonie. My basement doesn't have a lot of lights. But that's exactly what I'm after there, is keeping the tension on the muscle instead of having my triceps take over or my front delts take over. I want to do triceps in 2 days. So they got to be repaired from today. So I don't want to be pushing too hard today, right? It's got to be focused on the chest, and then we're going to do biceps. I'm watching golf at the same time. We're doing one more set, then I'm going to go lower. So I started butt high and tried to squeeze. See how I rotate my shoulders back, and that stretches the chest. See that from this side? Stretches the chest. But if I round, my front delt takes over and the tricep. So when you set up, just try to stay that. Push the chest out, retract these down and back. That gives you the chest. And when you're posing, that's how you hit that side chest, is that. Okay? Tips of the trade. Okay, this one's going to be lower. I'm going to really get it, my chest up. right, down. This is my 75-pound kettlebell, Mola. That's her name. And boom. So that's chest for me. Super, super good. Now we're going to hit more of a fly. And when you push across, that's the, again, the bicep pushing into the midline. If I can show you here, that. It's like a little mini punch to get that detail right there. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to superset it with biceps on top of that. Got to take out the weight though. Change the clip. These are my favorite ones. Show you guys. They're super grippy, big time grippy. This one has like the foam on it. I don't like it. I like this. That's grippy. Okay, so cable machine going to be bent over. This is probably a bit too high. Get her down here, and you want to be pushing across diagonal like a uppercut, and hand supported here if you want. And you're just gonna press, press, and you're flexing up, getting the pec intense contraction. And we want higher reps here, mid range to end range, and try not to get the tricep involved, just flexing the pec, just cramping like crazy. I got to stretch it. Oh, that works insanely well. Insanely well. Really don't want to face my butt to you guys, so I'll try to go as much as I can this way. Here, that kind of works. And then here, when I'm aiming to the spot that I want, and I like to put my hand where I'm contracting. And it's just on fire, trying to get to 20. Oh, I got to stretch it out. That's filling it right full. Oh, blood. Okay. Then you're going to give those a little bit of a rest. We're going to superset with a calf curl. It's a bicep curl, but you stand on calves. Okay, so with this, I try to sneak in calves because calves, in my opinion, are a lot of people's weak points. So this is going to be a static, isolated calf hold while doing a bicep curl single arm. You guys can see my toe. I just balance on my toe. I grab this and I keep this here. Now my calf is flexed. I try to not touch this so much. This toe can touch the floor for balance, but you want the calf. It's completely isolated. And I curl on this arm. And this all isolation in the middle, because that's the range I want. Calf is completely contracted. It also helps you concentrate on the bicep. Boom, and then swap to the other side. Tip your toe, back foot touching. Find the right contraction spot. There it is. Again, feeling the bicep contract and the calves contract while balancing. Boom. And write it down. Solid pump. The first one with the compound, and that's just for the chest and upper chest, right? And then the bicep calves. Calf is a weak spot. As you get older, 51, and me, I'm not as active in sports anymore, or anything along that lines. Like I'm still pretty active, but you tend to lose the gastroc, and that's the heart shape on your calf. And then the soleus will stay because it's more of a stabilizer, like we're doing here. That'll stay, but the gastroc kind of leaves. So I find if you're just getting back into calf training, doing isometrics to build up your density and your work capacity in your calves, it goes a long way. Back to the uppercuts. And you can uppercut going upwards like that way. I find bent over is better. You can even press that palm like you're palming the wall. And that really flexes the midline of the pec. Oh, pumpsy. I gotta stretch. Oh, mama. That's money. Money. Again, get in your position and try to reach the palm or punch, whatever you want. Trying to flex the mid back. Oh, 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 oh. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Thank you. I love the perfect word. Here we go again. Remember calf curls, but I call them calf curls. Standing on the right leg with the right arm, left toe. You can hold this, but try not to. And then keep the chest up. This is super good for your posture. You're also, when you're on your calf, if you're balanced properly, your glute and your hamstring will engage. Keep your knee bent. Really good for alignment of everything in your fascia to kick in. Woo! So try to feel that. I'm going to try to get into camera on this one for you. There, so got the back foot. My knee is bent. And soon as I bend my knee, my glute, my hamstring kick in. And my calf is shaking like crazy. Oh, damn. There we go. That's pump city. Oh, for me anyways. Not bad for 5'1", 51. 51 ginge. I'll take it. You got to give some love to yourself, right? Okay. I'm doing 2 of those. Those are done. They're written down. Hello. I got my glasses. I'm trying to see your name. Hold on. Gotta find a way to link my phone to my TV. Jasvindersog. Is that a German name? Austin. Thanks, guys. How's it going? Just like I'm telling everyone, I'm back in the gym again, trying to hit the bodybuilding stage, masters division. I'm 51. You probably could guess with a little bit of white growing on my face, but Trying to get back in shape at 51 is rough, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, so we're gonna go into a spider curl, and I'm gonna set up the bench so you can see a spider curl. I love spider curls for the fact that they isolate in the mid range. Pardon me while I build my dumbbells. Okay. Spider curls again, awesome mid-range movement. It just sucks reaching down and grabbing them. Reach down, grab. Okay, you just hang them. One. Up, up. Try to hold the top. Up, up, up. Got an 8. Got an 8. Take a break. Thanks for giving me some love, old man love for me. Appreciate it. Give me a follow. My son and I will be doing another training session as he prepares for his swimming competition season. He's 11 this October, and he is a fish. But you got questions. Remember, today's focus was the clavicle, upper pec, mid pec. That's what I need the most. I got good lower pec. It's about that symmetry when you get super lean, where you see the cut in the front delt and the pec pop in. I love what that looks like. So when I analyze pictures, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break down, what do I need? Do I need more rear delts in a side pose? And I do. I think every natural guy needs more rear delts. And one of the hardest things to build. It's like calves. Okay, let's get into another set. Some spideys. It's hard to reach. I got to put them on a step. Okay, here we go. Up. Ocho. Ocho, ocho, ocho. Thanks for coming in, everybody. So that's got 4 sets for the biceps. That was 8 sets for the different parts of chest. And now I hit side delts. I'll move this in a wee bit so you can see the side delt work. Okay, how do you set up this side delt movement? If you have one of these, you can either have your wrist in it. I prefer to hold it this way. okay? And this is the movement. So we're trying to get this part of the lateral head. So if it inserts here, we want to have that the strongest. And as it gets to here, it's not as strong anymore, right? So it's like, so you know the machine in the gym where you're like, that? Okay, same thing. Cable's attached here. So this is the hardest, easy because the load is going across to me. But this is the hardest. And you see, right about belly button itch. Don't need a lot of weight. Find what works for you in the beginning. Balance it, step away. I'm gonna move it because you can't see. Sorry, it's first time filming this part. There we go. And now it's just that. And just contracting that part. As you come in, pec is up, chest is up. Oh, it's just this little mini movement. You can almost think of it as drawing a sword from the sheath to here. And you want to go high rep, burn side. Laterals haven't been used a lot, but they are a part of the delt when it's tired to help hold it in place, obviously. But the front delt is hit a lot every chest session. Okay. So you guys can see from this angle. And you don't want to go any higher, just trying to pull right here. Just focus, get the stretch, and then contract. Always keeping time under tension on that targeted muscle group. You can turn your hand, whatever feels best for you. You can try it on your wrist. You usually can do more weight. But what I found for our side delts, to get those suckers capped, it's not about a whole bunch of weight. You get too much weight, watch what happens. Doing traps. And you'll get traps. Nothing wrong with traps, but we don't be smashing traps while we're trying to focus on to get that side shot and your front relaxed. So it pops. You can see. Too bad I didn't have a lot of light. But you can see when I'm here, that's what you want. And that's how I finish off the chest, upper, mid, bicep, calf. Like weak point training is calves and side delts. And I just attach those to my isolation movements in the end. Okay. That's really what's going on. And I always have in my drink because carbs, intra training is the way to go. Best training possible. And I don't ever finish a whole thing. I'm about right to here for now. So I will mix some protein powder in this after I've calmed down. After, let the blood get out of the muscles, back to the digestion. And then I drink the protein with this, with these simple sugars. And then I have another big meal after that with starchies. Let's go again. Again, there's the line of pull. You can see the cable. There's the delt. You put your hand on that sucker. It's lit right up. And that's exactly what you want. Start losing your balance. Just reach out. Just try not to do this one. People, I see people shrug. Keep this separation. Keep this separation. It's the same thing. Whoa, I can just feel it burn when you do that. It's just isolated so you don't cheat. Just pump it out. Boom. All fire. Well, boom. And again. Excellent. Excellent. And that's the wrap. That is the wrap. Follow that protocol. Chest, bi is the main focus. We want to do mid-range to not carry over too much to triceps, even though they will take some, and mid-range so that front delt doesn't get always super smashed, even though it will get a little work because shoulders are done later in the week. Triceps are done later in the week, but I like putting bis with chest. Normally you see chest, tris. Your tris are just toasted, so maybe one set of tris and you're fine. I like doing tris on a different day with dips and push downs, working on the two heads there and the lateral head. We just saved that for another time, but that's the way to go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for coming out. See, 42 minutes. I've warmed up a bit before, so probably 50 minutes total of a workout. Later.